Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gold Mine Report, where we talk about all things 49ers all the time. My name is Jeff Malinoff. I am your host today, and today we are going to be looking at the practice for the last week and training camp and good injury news so far. Well, good injury news, good injury reports, I guess you could say, because let's face it, the 49ers' worst enemy is not the Seattle Seahawks, it's the injury bug. Last year, they had the worst case of injuries we have ever seen in the history of football. I don't think any team has ever gone through injury bugs like the 49ers did last year, to the point where their MRI machine broke, their plane malfunctioned, and their stadium, they wouldn't even allow them to play in their stadium last year due to COVID, and they had to play in Arizona. If that's not the worst case of injuries you've ever seen, I don't know what is. So, good injury news so far. Nick Bosa, Dee Ford, and Jalen Hurts have been active in camp, and that is a big deal. Jalen has been the guy that we've wanted to see on the field for now 2 years. He had a great preseason game 2 years ago. He had a hairline fracture in his back, and now he had an ACL tear this last year. Now he's healthy. Now we want to see him play. I think he can be one of the best wide receivers we have on the team. He could be a great addition to our wide receiver core. And I think he could be that guy that could really push us to a new heights in the offense if he just stays healthy. He's got the power to be a tight end, but he's a wide receiver with running back abilities. He's got what you want in a wide receiver, but his injuries are such a concern. I really hope for the best for him because he deserves to be on that field. He deserves to be a guy you see on that field every single Sunday and watch him perform. So I really hope for the best in Jalen Hurts, and I think he will be, hopefully, cross your fingers. I'm crossing my fingers that he actually does not get injured. I hope I don't see him in the preseason. If he's in the preseason games, he's going to be in there for very short bits of time. I don't see him really doing anything more than maybe like the first team reps in the preseason, like the first couple of quarters, when you see that. So we will see how that turns out, but I'm really just crossing my fingers for him to be healthy. But even more than that, I really hope that Nick Bosa stays healthy. He looks great. He looks to be in fantastic shape right now. He looks like a slim beast. He's looks like he's slimmed down. He's got that speed back. Hopefully he'll be back to where he was rookie of the year winner when we went to the Super Bowl. So that is a big up. And most importantly, out of all three of those guys, Dee Ford is also back in the active lineup. When he is in the lineup, I know a lot of people discredit him because he's injured most of the time and he doesn't play the whole game. He misses a lot of snaps when he is playing, but when he's on the field, he is a wrecking ball. He really makes that defense even more special than it already is. And I mean, that Super Bowl run, when you had Dee Ford, Eric Armstead, DeForest Buckner, and Nick Bosa on the line, you aren't getting many passes off. You're not going to get a lot of time in the pocket if you're the other quarterback. And that's what was shown. It was clearly shown that he wasn't getting a lot of time in the pocket, whoever the quarterback was, and they would sack him 9 times out of 10. So I know we lost DeForest Buckner. I know that's a hard pill to swallow still because he is right now kind of superior to Eric Armstead. And people are saying, why did you trade Buckner? Which in that case, I don't think Armstead would have went for a first round pick compared to DeForest Buckner. So that's why they went with that. But right now, we got to give Kinlaw some time. I feel like Kinlaw can be what DeForest Buckner is. But DeForest Buckner was not the guy he is now when he first started. It took about a year or two, even longer than that, it feels like, to him to really show his potential. And right now, we got to give that same kind of patience to Kinlaw. I know he can be great. I know he can be that next level guy. So let's just give him some time. But the good news is those three main injury guys, Hurd, Bosa, and Ford, are all playing, are all active. Bosa and Jalen missed a practice yesterday, but Shanahan said that's nothing really to worry about. I'm going to trust my guy in Shanahan. He says not to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. It seems like they just took a day off to really not push those guys too hard because they both are coming off ACL injuries, and that is a season-ending thing. So why push them harder than you need to? So it looks like the 49ers are really looking to just take it easy with those injuries. It looks like they're taking their time with some guys, especially like just guys injured. So it looks like Shanahan is doing the right thing in this situation and just resting those guys when you need to. Why push them in practice when you see so many times over and over again these high caliber players get injured during practice? And not just with the 49ers, so with any other organization in the NFL, you see a lot of injury situations in practice. So don't push these guys too hard. I do like the fact that uh, they are lowering the preseason games. I think 4 is a little much, and you see a lot of injuries in those 4 preseason games. So lowering it down is a smart move, and I think that would be better for the NFL for health reasons in its entirety. So yeah, increasing the 17 games is also a big question mark, but we'll see how the outcome is for that. That might even get the 49ers to a playoff spot because one extra game could mean playoffs and no playoffs for the 49ers. So if it helps us get to the playoffs, I'm all for it. So looking all together at this, looking all together at practices, it seems that bond is still tight. It seems like there's a lot of chemistry in this team. And Trey Lance, actually, speaking of Trey Lance, the new quarterback we got in the draft, he was asked a question about, I hate these kind of reporter questions of, so how does it feel to be with Jimmy Garoppolo? Do you see some tension there, as in trying to try to cause hatred between the two guys? I don't know why, but Trey Lance had an amazing answer. He says, Jimmy Garoppolo is a good friend of mine. We're getting along. We know our roles. And that is so important. They know each other's roles. Garoppolo knows he is the quarterback right now. Jimmy Garoppolo is the quarterback of the present. Trey Lance is the quarterback of the future. As long as Garoppolo can play, we know we can win. We got Trey Lance because of his injury concerns. There's really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If Garoppolo was a healthy player throughout the last 3 seasons, we would not be talking about Trey Lance right now. He'd be on another team. So looking at that, Garoppolo just needs to worry about his health and starting. He's not worried about Trey Lance. Trey Lance needs to marinate still. He is still in the freezer with the meat and put in the whatever you do to marinate your steak, whichever. Everyone has their different preferences. So he's still in the fridge. Garoppolo's on the grill right now, still being cooked, sliced up, and he's still being eaten. He is still the main entree right now in this situation. So trust Jimmy Garoppolo. I know some people have their doubts about Jimmy Garoppolo, and I understand that. He has not been the most healthy guy out there, but he still can win us games. The records speak for themselves. His stats speak for themselves. Super Bowl run speaks for themselves. I know he missed Emmanuel Sanders in the Super Bowl, and we're all still clutching about that Super Bowl run and how they held Nick Bosa throughout that entire game, and they didn't call it, and there was calls that didn't go our way. But right now we got to focus on the present. We can't stick to the past and can't stick to the heartbreak that we've suffered. We got to look at the future right now. And right now, the NFC West is a bloodbath that we need to focus on. We have the team to win the division. We have the team to make the wild card if the division's not in the sights. We have a playoff spot waiting for us right now. And the key to that is yoga. Deebo Samuel has said that he's focused mainly on his flexibility and his lower body and working on yoga to stay healthy. And I think if I'm Kyle Shanahan, maybe get all these injury-prone guys who have been injured like once a week, maybe more than that, and take a yoga class. Get stretching, get flexible, get limber, get Dhalsim from Street Fighter and have their bones be all stretchy and make sure they don't get injured. Like, make that happen. I think if they had a yoga class for these injury-prone guys through, like, in training camp, in practices, we might be seeing a more healthier team, because I feel like maybe, just maybe, they're working out too hard. They're pumping iron too much that their bodies are maybe getting more stiff. Their bones are getting kind of more fragile. Their muscles are aching too much from pushing themselves in the weight room that they're getting injured on the field. I mean, during Deebo Samuel's season last year, he did an end around at the end of one of the games, and then all of a sudden he just runs to the sideline, not touched, and he's limping. And he obviously knew that. And so he's doing the stretching. He's doing the yoga. He's making sure his lower body is flexible, because lower body injuries were probably a big key factor in a lot of these guys' injuries. So that is important. Get them in yoga, get them doing more stretching, get them to be more flexible and not pumping iron so much. I know they need a workout. I know they need to lift a lot of weights, but maybe take maybe less than a third of their weightlifting and put it in more stretching and more flexibility. That might really boost this team's health, and we're not the team that's injured all the time and is like the fake logo of us in a wheelchair, those custom logos. Instead of the SF, it's the handicap logo. So maybe, just maybe, that is the case for the 49ers. Not lifting weights, but stretching, like yoga, DDP yoga, whatever yoga you got to think about. I think we need to worry about stretching and flexibility for this team rather than weightlifting. But, a lot of guys look to be healthy right now. Everyone's practicing. There's no injury concerns right now. Knock on any wood you can find as I say that. But regardless of all that, right now, the NFC West is the best division in football. And I mean, the Madden ratings came out, and 2 Ram players are 99 overall. We got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron McDonald, both 99 overalls, which, in my opinion, of 5 99 overall players in the next Madden, all 4 of them are on 2 teams. Maybe stretch it out, Madden. Maybe give them 99 overalls more than 2 teams, and maybe, just maybe, give it to the MVP of the league and a 2,000-yard rusher. But that's my sake. And maybe give Raheem Mostert more of an overall. But whatever, just whatever. I'm not the one making the rules. But if Raheem Mostert doesn't have a 99 speed, it'll be kind of BS. But overall, what we're looking at here is a healthy 49ers team right now. And if they stay healthy, even when their Super Bowl run, they weren't healthy. There was multiple games where Juice missed a couple of games, Joe Staley missed a couple of games, George Kittle missed a couple of games, Dee Ford missed a couple of games. Like, all these other players missed a couple of games, and we still got to the Super Bowl. Can you imagine if they all didn't miss one game throughout the 17 games? We could be looking at a Super Bowl run again. It's all about health. I know it's beating your head on a brick wall talking about this again, but the game revolves around their health. And if they're healthy, Kyle Shanahan knows what he's doing. They have the defense. They have the offense. They have the team to win. It's all about staying off that injured list, staying off injured reserve, staying off that medical roster. That's all we need to focus on as 49er fans right now. And as the team needs to focus on is health. That is priority. That is priority number 1 right there. But that is our show today. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jeff Malinoff, and stay faithful, y'all.